Convicted killer Taylor Schabusiness tells all.
I sucked his and cut his head off at the same time because the only SD that I would ever be doing would be sucking.
The murderer herself, speaking out exclusively to Law&Crime. What led up to the gruesome killing she's now serving time for? How her fascination with serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer first began, and the details of the horrifying crime.
I took a chain, I put it around his neck, and I asked him again, where my at? He didn't respond, his face turned purple, there was blood coming out of his mouth.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm your host, Gillespie, and the case we're talking about today, the one of Taylor Schabusiness, is one we've covered at length here on Law&Crime. Our viewers were so intrigued, and honestly, I kind of understand why. The details are so shocking, so unexpected, and honestly unbelievable, but they're all true. You might know Taylor Schabusiness as the woman who attacked her attorney in open court.
You went off on your attorney, Taylor. You went crazy on your attorney.
This actually happened more than once. You might also know Taylor as the woman who pointed finger guns at the judge during her trial and also flipped off the same judge during the same trial. You might also know her as the woman who was eventually forced to wear a spit guard for everyone's safety at the same trial. But perhaps what Taylor Schabusiness is most known for is murdering her lover during sex, decapitating his body, and then leaving dismembered body parts across the city of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Damn, the head. I can't believe I let the head go.
And what may be the most disturbing of all, beyond the fact that Schabusiness sexually assaulted the victim after his head was cut off, is that his own mother found the victim's head in a bucket beside his severed penis and a Jolly Rancher.
Are you positive my son's head is in a bucket?
That's how she put it. I found my son's head in a bucket. So I'm dumbfounded. Didn't believe her.
Here's what happened. On February 23rd, 2022, dispatch in Green Bay, Wisconsin gets a disturbing and unexpected 911 call.
I have no clue what's happening. My girl swears that she's found her severed head of her son in the basement.
Did you go down there?
In a bucket. I went down, I can't tell what the I'm part of my language, I'm kind of a little freaked out.
It was a shocking and disturbing allegation that the dismembered head of Shad Thyrion was in a 10-gallon bucket.
Tara had woken me up and said she thinks she found Shad, her son's, that's how she put it. I found my son's head in a bucket. So I'm dumbfounded. Didn't believe her. Thought she was having a mental issue or something.
That's Steve Hendricks. He was dating Shad's mom at the time of his murder. He's the one who called police after finding this.
I go downstairs and see what the hell she's talking about, and I can't see anything, so we go back upstairs and contemplate what the heck to do.
I guess what do you do specifically when you go downstairs?
I went to the basement and observed a bucket that she said, but I don't know, my mind blocked it out. About all I seen was like hair, like an animal or something. I didn't know what the heck.
And I want you to keep in mind, Green Bay, Wisconsin is a small town. Technically a city, but I call it a town. Almost everyone knows everyone. It has the small town feel. And yes, murders, crimes do happen from time to time, but nothing ever like this. So when police arrive to this home, they're skeptical at first until they get a closer look at the crime scene.
At the bottom of the stairs to the right, there was a green bucket with a shower towel on top of it, just to verify we had an actual head in a bucket. Lifted the towel off, and there was, in fact, a human severed head in the bucket.
The head belonged to 24-year-old Shad Thyrion, who was last seen with his one-time girlfriend, Taylor Schabusiness.
Hi, Taylor. How's it going? Officer Russell with the Green Bay Police Department.
That's video of Taylor Schabusiness's arrest on the other side of Green Bay, not long after Shad's remains were recovered. And here's where we have to insert some new information from Schabusiness herself. For a few months now, Law&Crime has been working to get a sit-down interview with Taylor Schabusiness. Now, the prison in Wisconsin has denied this request, so we don't have video of the interview, but we do have audio because Schabusiness gave us the okay to record our phone conversations with her. So here's the first question. At the time of her arrest, was she thinking of going on the run?
I mean, that's definitely what I should have done, you know. That's definitely something that, like, any right-minded person would have done. Mm-hmm. That's definitely something that you could have done. But what I did, I stayed in town. I stayed in town, and I was chopping it up with my roommate.
Schabusiness was pretty straightforward in our conversations, and she was the same way after her arrest, too. She admitted to all of the gory details in her police interviews. Take a listen.
You two being intimate, having sex?
It was getting there.
It was getting there, okay. So will this be considered foreplay?
Yeah, it was. And then, I don't know. And then, I just didn't stop. I don't know why. I didn't stop.
You guys done something like this in the past?
Not like that.
Do you use manual strangulation during sex at all?
No.
Is Shad like that?
A manual strangulation? Yes.
He likes strangulation?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Where'd you do the body?
The body's there. Yeah. It's,
So we're gonna take the head somewhere?
I like that.
You liked it?
Well, you're gonna have fun trying to look for all the organs, but yeah, they're all dismembered. Yeah.
So you dismembered the body too?
Yeah.
Well, what did you do with the body parts?
Oh, they're in the house.
Somewhere?
They're like, yeah.
Basement, upstairs, downstairs?
Absolutely in the basement. I was gonna bring them with them. And then, I know I forgot the head. I wanted the head.
Did you bring anything with you?
Yeah, it's in the van.
What?
It's in the van. It's, what is it? I don't know, a foot maybe.
The what?
I think it's a foot.
A foot in the van?
A leg maybe. I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna bring it all, and then I'm like, man, this is messy. So then I just left it. I got lazy.
Okay.
I got lazy, and that's what I did. So I'm like,
How did you dismember his body?
knives.
With what?
Knives.
Knives? Just more than one knife?
About 4.
Where'd you get those from?
Kitchen. So I couldn't find mine, and I wasn't sharp enough.
You weren't sharp?
No. It was alright. Bread knife works good.
Bread knife?
A bread knife works good, yeah.
Really?
I had to use what I used, so like, yeah. I got lazy last night, so.
Where would these knives be now?
They're in with all the organs and all the body parts.
And where was that?
In the black bag. It's in the black bag of,
In the basement?
it's in the basement. They're all in the basement.
Here's what Schabusiness told police at the time. She was having sex with Shad. Then she started to strangle him with a chain. She said even when his face turned purple, she just kept going. After that, she dismembered his body with knives that were taken from his mom's kitchen. After that, she hid the remains around the basement and in a minivan she had been borrowing from one of her friends. Now, those clips that we just played for you were from her police interview in 2022, not long after the murder. But here's what she told Law&Crime just this month. And note, she pre-wrote this description of what happened and she read it out almost like it was a poem or something. Take a listen.
I was on the run in Texas after having my baby taken. I decided to make things right and clear up north. When I got back, they put my on the bracelet. I went to buy a bag on the low, so I went to my ex who was a Satan disciple, and family, we all Latin kings. So we beefing. We don't with SDs. I gave him $100 for the bag, and the bag was $50. He pocketed the cash. Me and him and another homie all smoked up, and then my homie left, and I went to drop off my ex, and he wanted before I left. So I went into the basement, and he went and pulled out 2 chains, I asked him, where my money at, fool? And he said, I ain't got it. So I took a chain, I put it around his neck, and I asked him again, where my at? He didn't respond. His face turned purple. There was blood coming out of his mouth. So I laid down on the bed and to listen to his heartbeat, and I said, damn, this motherfucker's still beating. I went upstairs to grab a kitchen knife. I went back downstairs, took off his pants. I sucked his cut his head off at the same time, because the only SD that I would ever be doing would be sucking. Then I chopped his off and concealed the crime. I used a nearby shower drain to pour out the blood and put in bags and boxes around the basement to store the body parts in, and plastic bags for the organs. I was covering up his body, and while the people were entering the basement, I would continue to cut him up, and then and I would cover him up, and then when they would leave, I would cut him back up, and then I headed out to the truck, and I started loading up the body parts in there, and then I went back to the apartment I was staying at after chopping it up with my roommate. I went to go get rid of the body, and then there was cops surrounding the place with their guns out telling us to get down, get on the floor, and that's why I'm in custody today.
Schabusiness also gave us some more information about what led up to the murder.
Well, what went down was I had bought a bag of dope. I bought it for $50, but I gave him $100 and he didn't give me my $50 back. And what went down between the whole thing, he was a SD, and then I was a Lion King, and then I wasn't supposed to be doing my with my ex, but that's what went down. And SDs and Lion Kings, they ain't good.
Schabusiness mentions in that recording, and according to her poem that she read out, that Shad Thyrion allegedly had stolen from her, and that's why she says she, quote, took him out.
I wasn't supposed to be doing business with my ex, but I did, and then what he did, he pocketed the money that I was supposed to have, so I went out and took his out for that. As soon as that went down, I started chopping up the body, because I did one thing for sure. I did have, I had a lot of motherfuckers out there.
Taylor Schabusiness was eventually charged with first-degree intentional homicide. She was also charged with third-degree sexual assault for assaulting the body after Shad Thyrion was already dead. But on top of all of this, she was also charged for mutilating a corpse. So why desecrate the body in that way?
That I can conceal this crime, I chopped up his body. And then, there was a lot of things going on at the time, but...
And right here is where the Jeffrey Dahmer comparison comes in. In all, Jeffrey Dahmer was convicted of 16 murders in the early 1990s, and I would say he's one of the more notorious serial killers there is out there for the grotesque aspects of the case. I mean, it's involving cannibalism and necrophilia on top of murder. So Dahmer, of course, comes up when we're talking about Taylor Schabusiness because, first of all, they've got the Wisconsin connection. But second of all, he also came up in Taylor Schabusiness's search history. Here's a clip from her trial.
Were there several searches related to Jeffrey Dahmer and other items on the device that were consistent with Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes. Things such as flaming pentagram, Jeffrey Dahmer, things like that. KKK, I believe, is one of them.
And Detective, did you note the dates and times of the respective searches that you believed were relevant?
It was around the time of the homicide.
And there's a now infamous photo of Taylor Schabusiness smiling next to a photo of Jeffrey Dahmer.
A photograph of my client, Taylor Schabusiness, either laying on a bed or sitting, and then there's a phone next to her, and the phone has a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer on her phone, so they're together. We all know that Jeffrey Dahmer was the worst serial killer in Wisconsin history. There are a lot of negative memories and thoughts and commentary. People watch that trial on TV with Attorney Boyle and Attorney Wendy Patricus in Milwaukee County. The state is trying to link my client with Jeffrey Dahmer by offering these exhibits.
Schabusiness explained all of this to Law&Crime.
I had my niece with me, and she was watching a whole lot of series on Dahmer. A whole lot of series on Dahmer, and then everybody thought I was dating Dahmer, so people were laughing at my saying I was dating Dahmer. I took a picture with his and then I was trying to put it on a blow-up doll, a customized blow-up doll. Mm-hmm. His face, and then send it off to one of my friends.
In the phone calls with us, Schabusiness says she admits to the crime. She admits to murdering Shad Thyrion and dismembering his body. But she says she's no female Jeffrey Dahmer. She's only killed one person.
Nah. I mean, no, there's mother out there that, you really want to you beef with hard. I mean, yeah, you want to murder mother, but, I mean, that's what other mother they be saying on my name, that I've killed more than one, but man, I'm trying to work on this appeal, and get out.
Throughout the call, we asked Schabusiness about the crime, but also her personal background, what she wanted to be when she grew up, or what she daydreamed about. The other voice in this clip that you'll hear is our booking producer, Diane Kay.
I would like to be a teacher, or I'd like to be a whatever,
I'd like to be still slinging my pussy on the street, but, over here it's all right.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
Law&Crime also asked Taylor Schabusiness about the attacks of her attorneys because, as we pointed out, there are multiple, and she gave us some background.
The most recent one, when my attorney, he was calling my and he was saying I need another competency here, and he kept on calling my sticking his tongue out at me. And so I went off on his. But the one before that, he was doing the same thing too, saying that, about competency. He kept on saying, you need more competency hearings. You need more competency hearings. They constantly keep on saying that. And I said, no, I'm straight. My dad showed up in the back of the courtroom, and as soon as he popped through, that was my dad's previous attorney too. And then he had just fired his. He said, get this guy off your case. So then, as soon as my dad popped up in the courtroom, when he sat his down, I already knew it was go time, and that's when I had to go in. So then that's when I went in and I fired it.
Taylor Schabusiness went to trial in July of 2023. She pleaded not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect, and she stands by that.
Definitely insane. I should have went back to Chicago. I should have went down south, but I didn't do that. I stayed up north. I stayed around in Green Bay. I went back to where my bracelet was at, and to continue going to work, and then continue on from there. But instead, I just smoked up with my roommate, and that was that.
To be clear, though, Taylor Schabusiness was found guilty and found to be sane at the time of the crime.
The first verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. The second verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of mutilating a corpse as charged in count 2 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. The next verdict reads, we, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of third-degree sexual assault as charged in count 3 of the information, dated this date, 26th day of July, 2023, signed by the foreperson.
So she was sentenced to life in prison, which, by the way, is the highest sentence anyone can receive in the state of Wisconsin. They abolished death penalty long ago. Now, Taylor Schabusiness has tried to appeal her conviction, but the court found there are no grounds for appeal. This actually happened recently. She wrote a handwritten note to the court, and here's what it reads in part, quote, I'm a voluntarily dismiss the no merit and extend the time to file a post-conviction motion. So more could be ahead for her in terms of motions. We do know, though, that she's due back in court already in October for a second trial she now faces, this time for assaulting a staff member at the women's prison that she's currently housed in. We'll see what's ahead at Taylor Schabusiness's upcoming trial. Law&Crime does plan to be there, so we'll give you all of the updates as soon as that happens with the hearings and then the eventual 3-day trial that is scheduled. On top of that, our booking producer, Diane Kay, is the one who's been in contact with Taylor Schabusiness and recorded those phone calls. So we'll see if Taylor continues to reach out to Diane, and if so, and reveals more information, we'll definitely have a follow-up episode with the latest developments in the sordid case of Taylor Schabusiness. Thanks for watching today's episode of Law&Crime News. I'm your host, Sierra Gillespie.